The earth trembled under the hooves of thousands of horses. A cloud of dust rose, blotting out the sun. Villages vanished in an inferno. This was a force of nature, driven by conquest. The Mongol Empire at its height, Europe lay ripe for the taking. Few had seen such ferocity and ambition. They were about to face the wrath of the Mongols. From the steppes of Central Asia, a new power had risen. Forged in tribal warfare, the Mongols were unmatched. Their cavalry and archers were legendary. Masters of strategy and logistics, they traversed vast distances. At their head rode Genghis Khan, a leader of unparalleled charisma. Under his banner, the Mongol tribes united into an unstoppable force. Genghis Khan instilled iron discipline and unshakable loyalty. He dreamt of an empire stretching from sea to sea. Genghis Khan, born Temujin, wasn't destined for greatness. He inherited a world of violence and betrayal. His father, a minor chieftain, was poisoned by rivals when Temujin was just a boy. This treacherous act plunged the family into poverty and obscurity. The young Temujin, however, possessed an indomitable spirit. He learned the harsh realities of survival on the steppe, mastering the arts of horsemanship, archery, and warfare. He forged alliances, outmaneuvered enemies, and gradually built a reputation as a formidable warrior and a charismatic leader. By his early 40s, he had united the fractious Mongol tribes, earning the title Genghis Khan, the Great Khan, the ruler of all who dwell in felt tents. His true genius lay not just in his military prowess, but in his vision. He replaced traditional blood feuds with a unified legal code. He promoted meritocracy, elevating skilled individuals regardless of their social standing. He embraced literacy and encouraged trade, understanding that a strong empire needed more than just military might. This blend of pragmatism and ambition would become the bedrock of the Mongol Empire. The Mongol Empire, fueled by Genghis Khan's ambition, expanded with terrifying speed. China, with its wealthy cities and advanced infrastructure, fell to the Mongol war machine. Persia too succumbed to the relentless Mongol advance, its once mighty armies scattered like dust before the wind. Yet Genghis Khan's gaze remained fixed on new horizons. To the west lay Europe, a land of fragmented kingdoms and warring princes. In 1220, a Mongol army, led by Genghis Khan's trusted generals Subutai and Jebe, embarked on a daring reconnaissance mission into the Caucasus region, probing the defenses of the European powers. They clashed with the Cumans, a Turkic nomadic people who roamed the steppes north of the Black Sea. The Cumans, outmatched and outmaneuvered, appealed to their Russian neighbors for aid. The Russians, sensing an opportunity to crush the nomadic threat to their south, gathered a large army and marched south to confront the Mongols. They underestimated the enemy they faced. The Battle of the Kalka River in 1223 was a disaster for the Russians. The Mongol army, employing its trademark tactics of feigned retreats, flanking maneuvers, and devastating archery barrages, utterly crushed the combined Russian and Cuman forces. The Mongols' military success stemmed from a potent combination of factors. Their cavalry, composed of highly mobile horse archers, could rain down arrows upon their enemies from afar, then swiftly close in for the kill. They were masters of siege warfare, employing Chinese engineers to build sophisticated siege engines that could shatter the strongest fortifications. But their most potent weapon was arguably psychological. The Mongols deliberately cultivated an aura of terror. Tales of their brutality preceded them, sowing fear and discord among their enemies. They often offered their foes a choice: surrender and be spared, or resist and face utter annihilation. This psychological warfare proved remarkably effective, as many cities and kingdoms chose to submit, rather than face the full fury of the Mongol horde. Their logistical system was equally impressive. Utilizing a sophisticated relay system, messengers could cover hundreds of miles in a matter of days, carrying orders and intelligence across the vast empire. The Mongols were also quick to adopt new technologies and tactics from conquered peoples, integrating captured engineers, scholars, and even musicians into their ranks. Section 5: Legnica and Mohi Echoes of Thunder. The Mongol invasion of Europe began in 1241. Under Batu Khan, the Mongol army swept across the Carpathian Mountains. Their objective, the subjugation of European kingdoms. Two battles, Legnica and Mohi, showed the Mongol war machine's power. At Legnica, on April 9, 1241, Polish and German knights met the Mongol army. The knights charged headlong into the Mongol ranks. They were met with a hail of arrows. The Mongol cavalry feigned retreat, drawing the knights deeper. The Mongol flanking attack struck with devastating force. Surrounded, the knights fought bravely but were outmatched. Henry II was killed, his army routed. The Mongols built a pyramid of skulls from the slain nobles. Section 6. The Khan's Shadow, a continent in fear. Just 4 days after the victory at Legnica, Batu Khan's army, bolstered by their recent triumph, met the Hungarian army at the Battle of Mohi on the Sajo River. The Hungarians, led by King Bela IV, were determined to halt the Mongol advance. They had assembled a formidable force, including heavily armored knights and well-trained infantry. However, they too would fall victim to the Mongols' strategic brilliance and their terrifying effectiveness in battle. The Mongols once again used a combination of feigned retreats, flanking maneuvers, and devastating archery barrages to break the Hungarian lines. The Hungarian army, caught in a vice, was decimated. King Bela IV narrowly escaped capture, fleeing westward as the Mongols stormed and sacked the Hungarian capital of Esztergom. With Hungary in ruins, the Mongols were poised for further conquest. Panic gripped Europe. Tales of Mongol atrocities spread like wildfire, striking terror into the hearts of even the bravest knights. The Pope in Rome called for a crusade against the invaders. Church bells tolled across Europe, a somber reminder of the impending doom. It seemed that nothing could stop the Mongol advance. Section 7. A legacy forged in blood and fire. But then, in a twist of fate that would alter the course of history, the Mongol advance abruptly halted. News arrived from the Mongol heartland. Ögedei Khan, Genghis Khan's successor, had died. Mongol law dictated that the princes of the blood must return to the capital, Karakorum, to elect a new great Khan. Reluctantly, Batu Khan, his European campaign unfinished, turned his army south, leaving a trail of destruction in his wake. The Mongols would never again threaten Europe on such a scale. While they remained a potent force in Eastern Europe for centuries, establishing the Golden Horde which would rule over Russia for generations, their dreams of conquering the whole of Europe lay in ruins. The legacy of the Mongol invasions would continue to haunt Europe long after the last Mongol warrior had departed. The sheer brutality of the Mongol conquests left an indelible mark on the European psyche. Fortifications were strengthened, military tactics re-evaluated, and a newfound sense of vulnerability pervaded the continent. Section 8. What if? Europe at the crossroads. The abrupt Mongol withdrawal from Europe in 1242 remains one of history's great what-ifs. What if Ögedei Khan had not died when he did? What if Batu Khan had been allowed to continue his westward advance unchecked? Could the Mongols have conquered all of Europe? The question has tantalized historians for centuries, prompting endless speculation and debate. Some argue that the Mongols, with their superior military organization, tactics, and mobility, would have eventually subdued even the most powerful European kingdoms. They point to the Mongols' stunning victories at Legnica and Mohi as evidence of their capacity to overcome European armies. Others contend that Europe, despite its internal divisions, possessed certain geographical and logistical advantages that would have hampered the Mongol advance. The dense forests of Germany, the mountainous terrain of Italy, and the network of castles and fortifications that dotted the European landscape would have presented significant challenges to the Mongol war machine, accustomed to the open steppes of Asia. Moreover, Europe's fragmented political structure, while a source of weakness in some respects, could have also worked to its advantage in the face of a Mongol invasion. Section 9. Conclusion. The enduring legacy of the Mongol storm. Although the Mongol invasion of Europe was relatively brief, its impact was profound and far-reaching. The Mongol conquests ushered in a new era of East-West contact, facilitating the exchange of goods, ideas, and technologies along the Silk Road. The Mongols' tolerance of religious diversity and their promotion of trade contributed to a period of cultural and economic flourishing in many parts of their vast empire. In Europe, the Mongol invasions had a lasting impact on military tactics, fortifications, and political structures. The shock of the Mongol conquests spurred innovations in military technology, with a renewed emphasis on ranged combat and gunpowder weapons. The Mongols' use of psychological warfare and their reputation for ruthlessness also left an indelible mark on the European psyche. The Mongol invasions, though ultimately unsuccessful in conquering all of Europe, serve as a reminder of the often unpredictable nature of history. They remind us that even the most powerful empires are not invincible, and that the course of history can be shifted by seemingly insignificant events. The Mongol story is a tale of ambition, brutality, and ultimately, human fallibility. It is a story that continues to fascinate and horrify, leaving us to ponder the enduring legacy of the storm from the east.